morning.
Are you warm?
Yeah, okay. Thanks for checking.
Lat 3, 904.
Good morning.
Are you warm?
Yeah, okay. Thanks for checking.
Okay, you can stay right there and I'll pull you back. Hey friends, this is the HOKA Challenger 7. It's a road to trail shoe. I am not a trail runner. I live in the urban jungle here in St. Louis. I got this shoe on a great discount a few months ago. Haven't had a chance to get it to any trails outside of St. Louis. And then last weekend, there was this powerful snowstorm that swept the country. We got 6 to 8, maybe 9 in some places, inches of snow. And I took this yesterday out to Forest Park. As you just saw, it was a great opportunity to test out this road to trail shoe. Great excuse for a first run. I thought it'll be great on different kinds of snow, perhaps not ice. What shoe really is good on ice? And sure enough, it did great. I was very confident going from dry roads to parts of dry bike trails, onto off the trails or off the roads into fresh powder, also into the well-trodden areas. Pretty comfortable there too, although there was definitely invisible ice, as you may have seen. It was about in the mid-30s yesterday. I wasn't just trying to be hard by not wearing long tights or a beanie or gloves. I just know my temperature zones. Felt very comfortable yesterday, in spite of the concerns of that one woman in the park. Very nice of her to check on me. And this thing gave me a lot of confidence to go across all those different kinds of snow, sometimes very packed, sometimes looser, and then back onto the pavement again. I found on pavement, it more or less feels like a road shoe. A lot of reviewers say, and I don't know, maybe HOKA themselves have said, that this is kind of like the trail version of the Clifton 9, which I haven't run in. But yeah, you can see it's got these lugs on the bottom. They're not extremely deep lugs. This is not a technical trail shoe. If you're mostly a trail runner and you're looking for something for mostly trail use, this is not that. So I think this shoe really is marketed to people who are running on roads or loose gravel, wood chips, kind of like really just like parks and mild trails that you would find in parks, or not technical stuff. So I haven't even tried this shoe for that yet, but it did great yesterday in the snow. You can see it has a really wide platform here. It gave me a lot of confidence to just leap off of the paved trails and tromp through that fresh powder. I would sink 4 or 5 inches sometimes into that powder. And I think because of how broad this is here at the base compared to up here where the heel is, I didn't really get a lot of snow and ice and wetness encroaching on the shoe. But even if I had, I was looking at the tongue of this yesterday as I was taking it off, and it certainly is a gusseted tongue, as you'd expect. But not only that, it's got this kind of that same fabric that is the gusset that stitches the tongue into the base of the shoe. It goes all the way through the toe, so it's almost like a fabric membrane. Now, when I saw that, I thought, did I get the GTX version of this shoe? Because there is a GTX version, and I looked all around the shoe and I didn't see that Gore-Tex branding anywhere. So this is just the standard version of the shoe. But it's got that extra layer of fabric there, which I'll try and show in a close-up here. But I didn't feel my toes get wet or even really cold that whole run. Now, again, it was in the mid-30s, so the snow was starting to melt. It wasn't sunny out, but my feet were not cold that whole almost 2-hour run, which I thought was remarkable. I would definitely take this shoe out again for, as I call it, road to snow. It was great for that. And this has just been sitting on my shelf for a few months. I almost forgot I got it. I just got it at a bargain price. And I will definitely be taking it out to trails once it gets warmer, or maybe even in the winter here, we'll see. But yeah, the shoe I was considering wearing yesterday instead, until I remembered I had this, has actually been my favorite up-tempo long run shoe for a little while now, the Brooks Hyperion Max 2. And I got curious after my run, or during my run yesterday with the Challenger, which of these shoes was lighter. I assumed it would be the Hyperion Max 2. This is not known for being a light trainer, but it's not heavier either. It's meant to be an up-tempo trainer, so it's not a clunky shoe. It's very streamlined. This is maybe one of the best shaped shoes that came out in the last year. I love the silhouette of this shoe. It's a narrower platform, than much narrower. I don't consider this narrow. It's wider than my tempo shoe before this shoe, which was the Tier Valkyrie Speedworks. That one is very narrow in the heel. But this thing, this Trail HOKA, or Road to Trail, is much broader in the heel. And so it just looks clunkier, kinda. Not a whole lot clunkier, but it looks a little clunkier, and I thought, but yet it didn't feel heavy on foot. So I got it home and I was shocked to see that it weighs 3 grams less than the Hyperion Max 2. It felt very nimble for how big its footprint was. I never felt like my feet were weighed down, or like I wasn't rolling through my stride right, or I was clomping around. It doesn't have the most aggressive rocker. You can see the toe draws up a little bit here at the tip, not a ton, not even as much as the Hyperion Max 2, but so it's not going to give you a snappy toe off, but this is not meant for speed. This is not a speed day shoe. This is a great shoe if, like me, you live in a city. Once in a while you're going to get to gravel, once in a while you're going to get a snow, or wood chips, or some other kind of mixed terrain where you might be starting from your house or your apartment, running on streets, and then going into different kinds of terrain. It was really good for that. Then today, it got much colder today. It was in the low 20s when I did my afternoon run again with this shoe. I went out to Forest Park again, and it was sunnier today, but much, much colder, with some kind of bitter Arctic winds that came in. So I suited up a little warmer and brought this out again to mostly run on the dry main roads that run through Forest Park, because I knew that any of that snow and slush that had started to melt in the afternoon yesterday during my run would have refrozen overnight. It got to probably 10 degrees or single digits overnight. So I wanted to run mostly on dry roads and get a little bit more of an experience of this shoe with some road miles. It felt really natural. Aside from the gentler rocker, it didn't feel that less, it didn't feel that any more encumbering than the Hyperion Max 2, which surprised me a lot. I thought I could do a 10-mile workout in this shoe with some tempo miles in there. And in fact, yesterday and today, more today, I did get some kind of up down to tempo pace a couple times, not for sustained periods, but that's just because that's not what I was trying to do today. So this is not a clunky shoe. If you're a runner who hasn't run in HOKA ever, or not in a long time, and kind of still think of HOKA as like the nurse shoe brand, like the HOKA Bondi, this is not a speed shoe, but they have done a great job taking the weight out of this shoe. I didn't run in previous generations, but from what I read, they took a lot of weight out of this shoe. So this, I think, will be a really versatile shoe for those of you who are not dedicated trail runners, or even if you are, but want a shoe that can kind of help you do road trail on the same day. So yeah, I would highly recommend it. Check it out. And I hope you enjoyed my footage in Forest Park. All right, happy winter running.